and welcome to today's video where we are going to look at the buy-to-let investment and whether it's a good investment for you. Now I'm in the beautiful skirts of Neath, Port Talbot in Wales, and it's so lovely here. Check it out. This is one of the amazing places that you can do walks on. I do my walks here and it's absolutely wonderful. So in this video we are going to look at buy-to-let, what they are, how they work, the finances around it, your access to mortgages and the know-how necessary. So be sure to watch this to the very end so you can get a good idea, a good sense of what buy-to-let is all about. And then hopefully you can make a decision on whether or not it's for you. Not every investment is for everyone. So it's important that you do your research, do your homework to find out, which presumably you're here for that reason. You're doing your research and I'm here to help you with that. If you like this video, hit subscribe and be sure to click that notifications bell and leave a comment down below, because I tell you one thing, you can find out so much more information when you stay in it. Not go and do research and come back, do research and come back. So if you hit subscribe, that means you are committing to getting started in property, to investing in property, and to equipping yourself with the right knowledge and know-how. So press subscribe, join the community, and I look forward to speaking with you again at the end of the video. Take care. What is a buy-to-let investment? So buy-to-let investment property is a property that is purchased for tenants to live in. Tenants will pay a monthly rental amount which goes to the landlord, and that monthly rental amount will pay down the mortgage, if there's a mortgage, and any costs associated with that property. Anything left over would be cash flow, and that's what we're in it for. Everyone's in it for the cash flow, the net cash flow of the property. So why do people invest in buy-to-lets? Well, buy-to-let is a good investment because it's a tangible investment. It's tangible, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can see it, and some people like to have a relationship with their investment where you can actually see it, not just where it's somewhere digital online and it's not tangible. You simply just see the numbers on the screen. So some people like that aspect of it. As well as that, property is guaranteed to go up over a 20-year period. Over a 10 to 20-year period, values of properties typically double. So, I mean, if you're purchasing 10 years ago or even 20 years ago, it's likely that that property that you purchased would have gone up in value, particularly in high value areas. If it's in an area where it's, maybe in the village, where it's a lot more rural, not a lot of people, not a lot of demand, then property values may not go up as much, but then they may have a very strong rental market, which is fantastic. But as well as that, you also have a way to park your money for a period of time that will allow it to grow, and you don't have to worry about doing anything. So it's not like stocks and shares where you still have to dip in and dip out. With this one, you can purchase a property, get a property manager to manage it for you, and it's a hands-free investment, leaving you to do whatever it is you wanted to get on with in the first place. Property is also a good investment because you can gift it to your family members and therefore eliminate tax. So if you have children that you want to pass your properties down to, then you can gift it to them and they will be able to get that property from you. As well as that, property is probably one of the one-off investments that you can utilize other people's funding, whether it be a bank or some kind of bridging finance, to be able to purchase a house that will make you money. So that's fantastic. So although you may not have all the money to purchase that particular investment, you only need 25% plus costs to be able to purchase something much bigger than yourself, utilizing and leveraging funding from other sources. So it's one of those type of investments that allow you to get a lot of money back, although having only invested a certain amount. Another fantastic thing about buy-to-lets is that you get money in two different ways. You get money from creating that rental income that comes in every single month, that comes in from the tenant, but the other way is also capital growth, that property going up in value over time, which is fantastic. So those are good reasons as to why buy-to-lets are fantastic for investing in today's market. Now everyone has their own individual reasons why, but those are my reasons why why I choose to invest and why people should consider investing. It's very easy, it's very easy once you know what it is you're doing, and it's very much focused around people. So you're helping. It's not just you getting money without actually helping. You're offering something back into society, which is a home for family, for someone to live in. And that's always a beautiful thing. So it's almost like you're investing with a cause. It's not just investing to get some, increase your wealth without any help from anyone else, or without, helping anyone else. So that's why property is such a beautiful investment. Accommodation will always be needed. And I think when you are investing in areas where there are essentials, shelter, food, and safety are the core principles for human happiness, human health. People feel okay when they have those as a basic. So if you don't have those as a basic, then that's a stressful place to be in. So if you're going to invest in something, why not invest in something that will be for the greater good? Right? It's really good. There are risks and rewards when investing in property. Let's look at those right now. So rewards are, of course, you're making money. Now, the good thing is, right now, interest rates are at an all-time low. I mean, banks are giving away money practically, and interest rates are extremely low. Therefore, you can purchase a property and not spend as much on it if you had when there was a lot more interest to pay on a house. So that is fantastic. With rental income, you do not have huge market changes. So generally, if the house is rented at £1,500 a month, or bringing an income of £1,500 a month, you don't get the huge spikes where suddenly it will drop down to 500, then suddenly it's up to 17, then suddenly it's at 900. It does not fluctuate like that. There are some, fluctuation, but it's not as major, and it doesn't happen over such short period of times. So one thing with your income is you can plan ahead, you can forecast it, you can grow it, so long you have good tenants, good paying tenants. One of the negatives or the risks are property values do fluctuate. So sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down, and that could mean sometimes your property is not worth as much as it is when you purchased it. That means one day you're suddenly got a huge equity, and then the next day you're in negative equity. And of course, it doesn't happen overnight like that. There's usually a lead up, but there are market fluctuations in property values which will then impact your equity in the house. To add on to that, if you are going to sell during a time when properties, the values have dropped and you're suddenly in negative equity, that means that you will then be left paying money or owing money to the bank. So negative equity is when the house value is worth less than the mortgage you have on the property. So you may have bought it when the house was worth 100,000, you got a mortgage of 75,000, and over a period of time, house values have gone down and now the house is only worth 50,000. If that was the case and you've got a mortgage of 75, that means if you sell that house and it's only worth 50, you'll be left with a £25,000 mortgage to remain in that you'd need to pay off some way. So it's one of those things where, the market fluctuation can impact you negatively if you decide to sell at a time when the market values are lower than what your property is worth. But property, it is a long-term game. I mean, you want to invest at least for 5+ years, so you can not only purchase a property and have the income coming in monthly, but also benefit from capital growth. So property needs to be a long-term investment and not just something you get in and get out. If you're doing the buy-to-let strategy, which this is all about, is it a good investment or not? Which is what we're exploring. Another good thing is that you can get income doing nothing. So if you purchase a buy-to-let property and give it to a property manager to manage, then you don't have to worry about the property at all. All you have to do is worry about, writing out the check if and when issues come up, which there is definitely no if, when issues come up. But other than that, the property manager will be responsible for everything else, so all the safety, all the day-to-day management issues that may come up with the tenancy, and all you have to do is worry about just getting the income, paying the mortgage, and staying on top of things. Another good thing is if you decide to sell your property in a market where the values of properties are higher than yours, then you will make profit when you sell the house. So obviously that's another great thing. So whilst if property values go down due to market trends or whatever reasons, then obviously you may lose money. But just likewise, on the other hand, if the property values increase and you decide to sell then you would actually get some money in your pocket. So that is another fantastic reason why property is a good investment to get started in, particularly buy-to-lets, but so long you're in it for the long term. Your money will be tied up for a period of time until you can get it all back out again, which is through monthly income or the capital growth. But the beautiful thing is you are creating yourself an income, and that is what it's all about. In 2019, 25% of mortgage interests qualifying, let me make sure that, qualifying for offsetting against rental income, and 75% qualifying for a 20% tax credit. So all that gobbledygook, what that means is if you have a property in your name, the payments on that mortgage, the mortgage interest payments cannot be taken into consideration as expenses. So that means when you have to pay that mortgage, that's no longer going to be an expense. They're going to take into consideration up to 25% of it, and the rest of it will then be an expense, that means it's just less profit at the end of the month. And the government are making a lot of changes to make things difficult for people to get invested in buy-to-lets because they want people owning their own homes. Home ownership means, you know, a stronger economy because people will have all these loans out. They've got to be able to pay them. If you have a lot more people owning their own homes, then it's generally a lot more better for the economy.
Great. Now that was a lot of information. Did you take away any key things then? Did you find out whether or not it's for you? Do you think that you will be able to make the sound decision knowing all of that? I hope you can, because that was the whole key and the importance of bringing that information to you. Remember, speak to your mortgage broker. That is very, very important. They will be the person who can help you get access to the money, the mortgage, the moolah. Without that, you may not be able to buy a house. So take into consideration what it is that you need by speaking to your mortgage broker. They will be able to advise you and guide you on the right steps and the right things to do in order for you to be able to get a loan to be able to purchase this property. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you like the information. There's plenty of information on this channel all about buy-to-let, all about rent-to-rent, all about investment, money management, many different things. So be sure to hit this subscribe button, commit to your future, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.